Viewers, welcome to another episode of Opinions with Olayemi. My name is Olayemi Akunde. The topic we'll be discussing today is why do some married men live on their wives? And joining me today is Lolade Iyiga. She's a banker. Welcome, Lolade.
Thank you, Olayemi.
All right. I know some married men. They don't. I don't want to put. It's not that they're living on their wives. It's probably because of one situation or the other, probably loss of job, that made them dependent on the wife, or they got sick or something. So we're not talking about those. We're talking about those ones that see their wives as
ATM machine.
means of income.
It's still the same thing. Let's start from there. There are a lot of men that probably because they are lazy. I'm not saying all men categorically, but you have some kind of men that because they don't want to do anything, they are lazy. They feel that they can sit comfortably in their house and then food will come to meet them where they are. And because of that kind of mentality, they tend to live on women financially. That's why I said ATM machine. Their wives or their women becomes their ATM machine. Their wives goes out there to work for them and they sit back as if they are the wife, and they eat from the sweat of the woman. For me, it is a curse. If you are eating from the sweat of the person you're supposed to feed or you're supposed to labor for, and they have the trait of being very responsible. When you see a man that lives beyond his means, he wants to wear a Rolex wristwatch, and he does not even have the job that will commensurate the purchase of that Rolex. Why not just live within your means? And they feel that, I've looked for a job, I cannot get one. It's not as if they've looked for a job, they can't get one. But because the kind of job you would suggest to them will not just be favorable for them. Can you try out this business? You're going to use 50,000 naira to start. They will tell you no. The kind of business I want to do, the kind of office I want to get, the kind of staff I want to employ, I'm going to need about 5 million naira. And they cannot even afford 50,000 naira. And you keep feeding the house. You keep feeding, you pay the rent, you buy food stuffs in the house, you clothe them. And even when you are clothing them, they will tell you, I don't want this kind of
designer.
This designer or this guinea is for the low class people. I want the one that is of this amount. And they will not be ashamed to tell you that. They don't have pride. They don't have self-respect for themselves. A man that can afford to swallow his respect, swallow his pride, and then look up to a woman he puts under his roof and say, house rent is due next month too. I don't have money. Or when the house rent is almost due, he might not even tell you. You just hear him say, I want to go and look for a job in Abuja. And the house rent will be due in June. He had gone since May. He won't be back until September. Automatically, he would have paid the house rent before he comes back. What kind of man is that? He's an irresponsible man. And he will live in that house till the following year, comfortably and happily. He won't feel that, I'm living on the sweat of the woman I'm supposed to take care of. Those kind of men has that trait, the trait of living beyond their means. They feel they want to fake it till they make it. But they have forgotten that it's not every time you fake that you make. There are some things you fake and then you destroy what you are even supposed to make before making it. That's my own opinion about those kind of men.
Well, I feel sometimes, in as much as I agree with you, some ladies are also guilty.
In what way?
They want to get married. They are just desperate. They actually know that this guy is just after their money. But they don't mind. So far, he's giving them his name. So it's more like a partnership. So that's just an example. You give me your name, I'll be a Mrs. Then I don't mind feeding him. I'll buy you a car, I'll pay the rent, I'll take care of the kids. In fact, I'll adopt you, so you'll be like my first child. So I'll clothe you and give you everything you want. Right? Then some other women, they're just gullible. You probably meet a man today that buys you one or two things, then he comes back like a few months' time, of course, it makes you feel like, no, I'm going to get married to you. He's actually going to get married to you. They don't have issues with getting married to you. After you fit the bill. Then they come and tell you there's a business they're choosing, and when this business materializes, you are going to see, I'm going to take care of you, you're going to be this. So they'll be living in the past of what he has done for them. right? While they will keep on spending for him with the hope that the future is going to be better, not knowing that they are actually the guy's future. So they get married, they cannot go back. They keep on feeling and keep hoping that the guy will break through someday. Darling, I still need money. You see, this company, this office are open. It needs to be a VI. I need to buy a car. You keep on feeding. They actually gullible. The guy is not. It's not saying they don't know. They don't see like the guy is actually scamming them. They feel like they are investing in the guy. So that class is different from those ones that know that this guy. I'm just how to feed him. No problem. So far, I'm married to you.
Well, you're right. The two scenarios are completely right. But you know, the person that is gullible, after a while, after some years, would end up being like my people will say, but the person that is wise will teach that is not wise. So if you think the lady is gullible and she's giving you all that you want, and at the end of the day, after a while she will get, because she will start running bankrupt. She will start getting into, if she had before and she keeps giving and giving, and because for those kind of men, I asked for 500,000, she was able to give it to me. The next thing they are going to ask for will not be 500,000. They will ask for 1 million, and then 1.5, and then 2 million. And you know, the source at which the lady is providing this stuff might probably not have changed. Even if you're working or you're a businesswoman, if you keep removing that kind of money from your capital or from your profits at every point in time, you tend to, your business tends to start going down. So after a while, you keep living in debt. And by the time you keep living in debt, you want to retrace yourself you trace your step at a point in time, and you find out that, I don't think I can cope anymore. For those kind of guys, you know, there's a difference between gigolo and living on women. They are two different things. If you are a gigolo, you are working for it. You are working, in fact, you're really sweating for the money you're making. Mm-hmm. So that is different. But when you're living on a woman, you are not working for that money. You think you are smart. You think you are a Yahoo self is working for, a Yahoo person is working for his money. I be Yahoo brother, they work for the money. That's what they tell you. But for somebody that is living on, is strictly, completely living on a woman. And these are the kind of people that will tell you, they would demand what they cannot afford. They themselves cannot afford.
Oh, you cooked Titus. I don't think I can eat Titus. I want mogufe. I want goat meat. I want cow meat. They demand for, and they are not the ones dropping the money for feeding. They are not dropping the money for the ogufe or the cow meat or the goat meat, whichever. They are not even dropping the money for the Titus fish. And they will tell you, I cannot eat okweko. You know, those guys will tell you what they will demand for what they cannot afford. And we want to push you to the limit of satisfying their own wants at your own expense, at your own financial expense. Those are the kind of guys we call, or those are the kind of guys we say live on women. Not somebody that has been doing his responsibilities and something happened, maybe he lost his job, maybe something happened along the line and he cannot afford to meet up those responsibilities again. You will see him sober, you will see him in a distressed mood, you will see him going into the depression if care is not taken, because he feels that he's the man of the house and he cannot do what he's supposed to do as a man. Those are not the kind of people who say they live on women. Even when their wives are feeding them, they find it difficult to even ask for what they feel they want to eat. They feel like at times I want a barbecue. And they cannot even ask their wife because they have that self-respect in them. They have that self-esteem. They just don't want to lose it. They don't want to ridicule themselves in front of their woman. So they find it very difficult to ask you for what they know they cannot afford. Those are not the kind of men who say live on women.
I'll still go back to the women.
Okay.
You know, some of them actually, so they've gotten used to the fact that this guy keeps on asking. They know he's not right, but for fear of what will people say if they see my husband dressed like this, I want my husband to be my standard. So to some, they are the one actually, should I say, causing it or pushing the guy to start demanding, I want him to be my standard. So since you want me to be your standard, your standard says I should dress this way. So instead of them telling the guy to stop or making him to stop, they'll keep on encouraging him by trying to, I don't want people to see what's going on. You know, they'll say I'm the wife, you have to learn how to manage, you don't have to, wash your dirty linen outside. Everybody doesn't have to know what is going on. Let me just keep on managing, let me just keep on managing. In the name of managing,
Okay.
keep on managing.
Okay.
Of course, they won't check out. The guy is not beating him. There's no wife battery case here.
Okay.
So it's money now, right? No problem, I'll keep on feeding him. So they keep on doing it. Even those that have woken up from their gullibility, they'll keep on doing it because of what people say. While some probably keep on doing it because of fear. You know, some wives, it's not respect they have for their husband, it's fear. And there's a difference between the two. Especially for husbands that probably eat their wives.
Okay.
So if I tell my husband I don't have this, what is going to reply you with is slap.
Okay.
You don't want to be beaten, you don't want to check out, in fact you don't want to tell people that this is what
So you live in that fear.
keep on struggling and keep on entering into one date or the other.
Well, let me put it this way. They might live in fear, but for my own experience, you do some things out of love. There's a difference between love and being gullible, but it's a very thin line. So for a woman that feels, oh, I don't want the society to know that I'm the one taking care of the house, I don't want the society to know that I'm the one, paying the fees, paying the rent, putting food on the table, she's doing it out of love, not that she's gullible. And so I don't expect the man to take advantage of that love if he actually loves the woman. But because it's an exploit, there's nothing like love in his dictionary. So he is not ready to even, have this thought of, oh, my wife is actually doing this for my own self-esteem, because he doesn't even have the self-esteem anyway. He does not have the self-respect. He doesn't have it for he doesn't have the personal self-respect he's supposed to have for himself. So why would you want to hand him one?
So what will you advise women that are in this situation?
One,
married women that are in this
married women that are in this situation should please stop the spending. The man is not going to die. If you don't eat cow meat or eat the juicy part of meals, you won't die. They should stop the spending, and let's see if the guy will cope or not. In as much as there's no violence, they should please stop. It's difficult, but they should wake up to reality. You can't continue. For how long will you continue? Will you continue for the rest of your life? One day you will stop work and start earning gratuity. One day that business will fold up. Something would stop that earnings from coming in. That profit you're making, something will stop it from coming in. So how are you going to cope? So why not just stop and retrace your steps before it gets to that stage, so that the man can learn how to work with his hands.
Thank you, Laladi. Our viewers, for those that have this kind of experience, that are people that are currently married and they believe their husbands are living on them, or for those that know the story or the other, please tweet at me at Olasazi. I'd like to read from you. And even if you don't have such experiences and probably have one or two things to add to this discussion, tweet at me or pass your comment at the end of this video. Follow me on Twitter at Olasazi, and my website remains www.olasazi.com. Thanks for viewing. Bye.